It's July 2nd, 2013 at 10 a.m. I'm sitting with Miss Elizabeth Van Dorn, and we're going to conduct the 6th interview for the project. Good morning, Miss Van Dorn.
Good morning.
What I would like to start first with is, if you don't mind, just telling me a little bit about yourself, how you came to Craig, or if you were born here, and maybe a little bit about your childhood here in Craig.
Well, I was born in Hayden, Colorado.
Born in Hayden.
At a kind of a nursing home it was.
Okay.
I didn't actually go to the hospital, although they did have a hospital there. I was the 7th of 10 children.
Okay.
And we lived in the Elkhead area, which is east of Craig, about 7 miles.
Okay.
10 miles maybe over to where we lived, in the kind of in the hills, you might say.
Okay.
My dad was a farmer.
Okay.
They came here from Missouri in 1916.
Okay.
Mother rode the train, which was just new to Craig, and they came over what was called Rollins Pass, and it was quite an experience for her.
Right.
She had the 2 oldest children of the family, and they were just babies.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
Okay.
Let's see.
And what was it like growing up in the area?
Well, we just kind of lived off to ourselves. They had neighbors up there.
Okay.
We got together once in a while. We had a school. It's called the Lower Elkhead School.
Okay.
I went there for 8 years till I graduated from the 8th grade, and then I started into Craig to the high school here.
Okay. What did enrollment look like? How many students were there?
In the Elkhead school?
Yeah.
Probably 25 or 30.
25, 30. In all grades?
Yes.
All grades, okay. Okay. And what was school like in general?
I liked school. Each grade would get up with the teacher and have our little class, in front of all the other children in the room. And I liked the arithmetic and English. And we played games in the recess time, and at noon we brought our lunches. Sometimes we rode horses to school.
Okay.
Sometimes if it was winter, we had a sled that the horse pulled and rode in that.
Okay. That's interesting.
And
did you ever officially move into Craig?
not while I was being raised.
Not where you were being
No.
raised. Okay.
We'd always lived out in the country.
Okay.
Yeah, my dad, when my 2 older sisters started to high school, there was no way for them to get into town. So my dad had an old flatbed truck, and he built up a box and made a school bus out of it.
Oh.
That was the first school bus in the area.
Wow.
And there were other children out there in the area who wanted to come to high school too. So he picked them up and just started the school bus route.
That's really neat.
Yes.
Okay. And that went on for a while?
Yes, until the actual district got school buses.
Right.
It was probably in 1936 maybe. And the district got a bus and started it out there then.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And what did the process look like for you when you did come into Craig when you moved?
What did the what?
The process. What made you come into Craig? And move
Well,
here?
to go to high school.
To go to high school.
The rest of the family, the boys and the older girls, had come in on the bus that my dad had built, and I was kind of shy, I guess, when I came in, and I need to talk more.
Oh, no, it's fine.
Is that fine?
Yeah. When you, after you graduated high school, did you stay in Craig?
Well, I did that for about 6 months, and then I went to Grand Junction.
Okay.
To a business school,
Mhm.
and I went there for a few months. Then a friend and I were working together, or going to school together, and we heard of a job with the DNRG Railroad. They were wanting some office clerks.
Okay.
So we applied and got the jobs.
Okay.
So I didn't really go to school very long down there, but I did go for a while. And then I worked for the railroad company about 4 years.
In Grand Junction?
In Grand Junction,
Okay.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what was that like?
Well, it was interesting, you know. We kept track of the different railroad cars. They were numbered, and people would call and want to know where their freight was, or so
Right.
on and so forth. And we had a record of the car number and could tell them about when it would be there, and
Okay.
so on.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. And what made you, after that 4 years, did you move back to Craig then?
Yes.
What made you decide to come
I
back?
got married.
You got married. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
And your husband wanted to come back to Craig, or he was already
Well,
in Craig?
he was actually in the service at the time, and
Okay.
he was on furlough.
Okay.
We decided to get married, and so we did, and he was gone for 2 years then after we were married.
Okay.
Came back in 1946,
Oh,
and
Lord.
then we settled down here in Craig. We bought a little house up on Tucker Street and lived there when our first 2 children were born. While we lived there, then we had bought some land out east of town, actually where the Craig East development is right now.
Mhm.
It was just bare farmland,
Oh.
and we bought that for a mere lot of money. It was $2,000, I think, for 100 acres.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
And then he farmed, and he drove a delivery truck for the Moffat County Creamery,
Okay.
and delivered products up and down the valley. And let's see, we had the 2 children while we lived here in town. And then we built a house out east by the cemetery and moved out there, and
Okay.
lived there till the children were all grown early. Then we had another son and a daughter
Okay.
all together.
So 4 children
4
altogether?
children.
Okay. Wow. And when did you immediately go back to work here when you moved back to Craig?
Well, I worked off and on. Let's see. I worked at the county treasurer. First, I worked at the Bureau of Land Management.
Okay, the Bureau of Land
office
Management.
for about 2 years.
Okay.
Then I worked at the telephone company.
Mhm.
Said, number please.
Well, were there a lot of telephones here in Craig early on?
Oh yeah, we had, most everybody had a phone.
Okay.
Yeah, wasn't cell phones, but just
Right.
plain old
Right.
phone. Then I went to work at the county treasurer's office
Mhm.
and raised my family, and my husband worked at the farm, and he worked for the creamery.
Mhm.
That was Davidson was the name.
Of the creamery?
Well, no, my husband's name was Davidson.
Davidson.
Yeah.
What was it like working at the Treasury office?
Oh, it was interesting. Much different from what it is today.
Oh, okay.
They're all in computers now, but we did everything by hand.
Mm-hmm.
We called it by hand.
Mm-hmm.
We had to run the tax notices on an address machine,
Mm-hmm.
and then we had to type in the amount of the mill levy and the all the information that was pertinent.
You typed all of that in?
You had to type each one, yes.
Wow.
We had stacks and stacks of
Uh-huh.
tax notices and
Right.
had to file them and keep track of any changes that were made and
Right.
collect the money.
Okay. And did you see any interesting things while you were there?
I can't think of anything really.
No? Okay. Okay. What was Craig like? Had it changed at all when you went to Grand Junction and coming back? It was only 4 years. But.
Yeah, it wasn't too much change, I would say, no.
Okay. But how have you seen Craig, change over the years since you moved here?
Well, it's certainly grown a lot in
Grown a lot?
housing and population, and at the time we went to school, we knew most everyone in town. At least we knew their names and who they were.
Right.
Now, you hardly see anybody that you know.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. So a lot of new people have moved in?
New people, yes.
Wow. Okay. And can you talk a little bit about the different, I thought in talking to other people before, a lot of the other interviewees have mentioned the boom in the late 70s, but I was told that there's actually a few booms in Craig. Did you see any of these booms where oil might come in, or with the mine and the power plant they come in?
Well, I guess I didn't pay a lot of attention to things like that. I was either working or raising my family, and
Right.
so I just didn't really keep up on a lot of it.
A lot of it. But you did see the population increase?
Yes.
Okay. And was that all at once? Has it been very, gradual over
Oh,
time?
it's been gradual, yes.
Gradual?
Yes. And the area out of Craig has certainly changed. There's houses everywhere
Mm-hmm.
on the hillsides and in the valley, and they weren't there before. It's just been,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
People like to get out of town and
Right.
do their little horse ranch and so on.
Right. With the people changing, and I've heard about the tourism and steamboat, things like that. What would you do for fun, or on your downtime when you weren't working with the family, or even by yourself through the years? What would you do to relax?
Oh, we'd go out to the up to the mountains, have picnics.
Okay.
Maybe camp out with a tent and
Right.
all the, yeah.
Okay.
And, we attended church and see what else. Didn't have much time for a lot of recreation, I guess.
That's okay. But do you know of activities other people might do? What was popular for people to do in Craig?
I don't know.
Okay. Just different things.
Yeah.
I've heard hunting is very popular, and fishing.
Hunting and fishing.
And like you said, hiking and camping.
Yes.
Camping in around here.
Yeah.
That's why it's been big. Have you seen a lot of people from Craig go elsewhere to vacation or to relax, like I mentioned, steamboat?
Yes. There's a lot of families that live in Fruta, Colorado now. It's out west
I'm sorry, what is that?
It's out west of Grand Junction.
Okay.
They have kind of retired and gone down there for warmer weather and so on.
Okay.
Lots of families go to Arizona in the winter, and then they come back for the summer. Yeah.
Okay. That's very interesting. How else have you seen, any changes in Craig? With aside from the people, maybe businesses coming in and out, the boom. How have you seen Craig develop in that sense?
Well, it seems like the downtown area is more or less the same.
Oh, down
Yeah.
here by the museum.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah, but the growth out west of town has certainly changed.
Yeah, it's expanding west?
Yes,
Okay.
seems to be, yes.
Okay.
The new hospital, and you got the Murdoch store, and the Kmart. And
What's the
Walmart.
Murdoch store?
Murdoch's is a kind of a farm implement, and
Off
yes,
the main road, I see.
So.
Okay. So some businesses have come in.
Oh yes.
Have a lot left. How many businesses left over the years? Have you
They
seen that?
come and go.
They
yes.
come and go.
Yes.
But there are a few that stay.
Oh yes.
Mm.
Yes.
How did you see when the mine and the power plant? How did you see that impact the community?
Well, I had a son that worked there for 31 years, I think.
Wow.
He started at the Hayden plant,
Mm.
and then the one that was built here in Craig, he's transferred down to it,
Right.
and
Right.
He's retired now
Okay.
from there.
Okay.
Yeah, and I have another son that's in, he was the Soil Conservation Service, it was called, and he's at Glenwood Springs. He was a head guy. What do you call him? I don't know. Anyway, he's retired from that too.
Okay. Okay. Is there anything you just want to add generally about Craig? Anything you'd like to have recorded? Any stories you can think of? Interesting experiences?
I don't know. Took a few pages out of the book.
Okay. The book that you'd already done for oral
Yes,
history.
Yes, this is the oral history.
Oh,
That's
okay.
my family.
Oh, okay.
My dad bought this new car,
Uh-huh.
and we were all,
In 1927?
yes.
Okay. What was your father's name?
Miller.
Miller. Paul, it says the Paul Miller family. Wow. Okay. And did all of your family stay in Craig?
Oh, my two older sisters went to college in Mesa College, Grand Junction, and then they did come back and marry in this area and raise families, yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
And how do you see Craig today? What do you think of Craig today? How do you see it developing?
Oh, it's interesting, and it's a lot more people, busier than it used to be, yes.
A lot more people coming and going, or a lot more people staying?
Oh, I think they're staying mostly, yes.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much. I really appreciate you coming in.
Okay, did I take